My wife tried to poison me to get my wealth, but she didn't expect me to find out. Our marriage seemed perfect to the outside world. I met my wife, Lauren, 7 years ago. I had just launched a business, and at the time, I was working 14-hour days, surviving on cheap takeout and coffee. She came into my life like a breath of fresh air. Lauren was beautiful, witty, and supportive in ways I didn't know I needed. When I was frustrated over losing a client or stressed about deadlines, she'd sit beside me, rub my shoulders, and tell me I was destined for success. I won't lie, her support got me through some tough times. As my business grew, so did our life together. Fast forward to today, my company is worth millions. We live in a beautiful home, take vacations abroad, and enjoy all the trappings of success. But cracks started to form in the foundation of our marriage. Lauren became distant over the past year. At first, I chalked it up to stress. Everyone's got their struggles. But she started being secretive, always texting someone when she thought I wasn't looking and coming home late from her girls' nights. I'd ask her about it, and she'd brush me off, saying I was being insecure. I wanted to believe her. I needed to. But the unease in my gut refused to go away. It started with a cup of tea. Lauren has always had this ritual where she makes tea for both of us in the mornings. It was one of those little routines I appreciated about her. But a few weeks ago, I noticed the tea tasted off, bitter, almost metallic. I didn't think much of it at first. Maybe it was the tea brand or the water, but it kept happening. And every time I drank it, I felt sick, dizzy, nauseous, my heart racing. One morning, I caught Lauren staring at me as I drank the tea. She wasn't looking at me with love or affection. It was something else, something cold, calculating. That look stayed with me all day, gnawing at the back of my mind. One day, Lauren left for her weekly spa appointment, and I stayed home, claiming I had work to catch up on. I wasn't even sure why, but I felt compelled to search the house. I started in the bathroom, digging through the trash. That's when I found it. An empty pill bottle. The label had been scratched off, but I recognized the brand. After a quick online search, I discovered the medication was a blood thinner. My stomach dropped. In high doses, it could cause dizziness, internal bleeding, and even death. It all started clicking. The bitter taste in the tea, the sickness afterward, her strange behavior. I felt like the ground had been pulled out from under me. I needed proof. I didn't want to confront her without evidence. If I was wrong, and I desperately hoped I was, I'd ruin our marriage for nothing. But if I was right, I needed to protect myself. I installed a hidden camera in the kitchen, focusing on the counter where she usually prepared our tea. The next few days, I pretended to drink the tea, pouring it down the sink when she wasn't looking. It didn't take long. The footage showed her crushing pills and stirring the powder into my cup of tea. She looked so calm, so deliberate. Watching it felt like a knife to the heart. Her plan was darker than I imagined. I hired a private investigator to dig into her recent activities. What they uncovered was worse than I expected. Lauren had been meeting with a divorce attorney, researching life insurance policies, and trying to increase my coverage. She'd even listed herself as the sole beneficiary on a new policy. I couldn't believe it. The woman I'd built a life with was plotting to get rid of me, for money. She didn't even deny it. When I had enough evidence, I confronted Lauren. I showed her the footage, the PI's report, and the empty pill bottle. At first, she played innocent. What is this? Are you spying on me? Do you not trust me anymore? But when I pressed her, her mask slipped. Fine, she snapped. You want the truth? I'm sick of this marriage, but I wasn't going to walk away with nothing. I've put up with you and your stupid business for years. Her words stung, but what hurt more was the look in her eyes. No love, no regret, just raw anger and greed. She's gone, but the scars remain. I called the police and handed over all the evidence. Lauren was arrested for attempted poisoning, and I immediately filed for divorce. The legal battle that followed was messy, but I was determined not to let her walk away with a dime more than she deserved. It's been months since she left, but the betrayal still haunts me. I've started seeing a therapist to work through the trust issues and the lingering trauma. To this day, I can't help but wonder, was there ever a time when she truly loved me? Or was it always about the money? I may never know the answer, but one thing is clear. I'm lucky to be alive.